like she is a New York Italian. And she helped me consolidate a theory that across what they would call the tri-state area, which is New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey, like these three states that are all sort of coalesce around New York City, there is a like 6 degrees of separation type thing with Jersey Shore.
That's going on.
Where almost everybody knows somebody
That sounding okay?
on or connected to the show. And for my wife in particular, that person was Caitlin Ryder, who is like Snooki's like very close friend in season 1.
Oh yeah, Ryder.
Who they like make out Ryder, they make out in the hot tub and like all sorts of stuff. She was my wife's suite mate at SUNY New Paltz, like when that was happening.
Dang.
So they watched, like season 1 of Jersey Shore came out, and they were like, "Is that Caitlin?"
And we knew her.
So they didn't like, they had whatever suites in their dorms where it was like 4 rooms off of a central room, sort of.
That is crazy.
Yeah, she was one of the suite mates. Yeah, so and it's funny because just so many people that I know across that part of the country at least know somebody who knows somebody who was like involved
in Jersey.
Everybody's got a story of how what their connection is to Jersey Shore, but that was hers. So yeah,
that's pretty funny.
And Ron stop is something that we say to each other quite frequently. So when when Ronnie, who is like obviously a great creator on here and everything, like when he was making jokes, I simply couldn't resist.
Pass up.
Yeah.
Ron, stop.
When he's going after Makar, I mean,
like leave my baby alone.
Yeah, leave my baby alone.
He's a good sport about it.
Yeah, no, and that's what I do. I enjoy the fact that like there are people on here that we can like disagree with in a way that is fun and like lighthearted and and not that serious.
At all.
When so often like
it's not that way.
Disagreement is just cannot be possibly civil. Yeah, so
exactly, it's not supposed to be that serious.
Right.
Alrighty, I'd like to welcome in everybody. Sorry for the delay, but I believe we are up and running and I got everything ready to go. Can y'all still see what I want y'all to see? The episode?
Yes.
Okay. Can y'all see it like fully?
It's not full screen. I can see like all the details behind,
Yeah.
There you go.
What happens if I do that?
It gets bigger, but the quality gets worse.
But I can see more of the screen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So for reference, this will work.
For reference, I think it's fine.
Awesome. Okay, because this is exactly what I want. Great.
I was on my phone during most of the episode, so it will be really helpful for you.
Yeah. It's not like Phil's watched it 3 times since it's aired.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I was definitely on my phone for like the whole dang thing the first time I watched it because I was texting Eric like when it was good, I was like, yes. And then when I didn't like something, I was like, oh my God, this ruined it. And then they would go to the next thing and it would be amazing and it would make up for it. Overall, my favorite episode so far, just a few little things that I was like,
I got one. I got one.
Yeah, I got a big one. Like it's the biggest one that was an issue for me. Like it was the Makar thing, but we'll get there.
Yes, and we will get there. Welcome to another episode of the Wicked Witches of Westeros. I'm here with Chelsea, Ashley, and friend of the show, Phil. And we are here to talk about what I think I can safely say is a banger of an episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
This was killer.
Right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. This is
like standing ovation in my living room type situation.
I watched it on my
"Let's Go" at my TV at a television show that I know the plot of.
Yeah.
yes.
And that's still like
still.
That ending still went so hard. Like I'm like welling up and just I
watched it on my patio and I just had tears coming out of me because I couldn't make any noise.
That was making noise still. I can't not make noise. That's why. I'm like, silent crying? What's that?
No, it was, but we'll have to get into it. But that's just, it was, It was also crazy because we all watched it at different times, so it was just a different, completely different kind of vibe.
These two assholes
to everything.
watched it immediately while I was working.
Well, no, Ashley watched it way later, so you know.
Yeah, I watched it that afternoon after I was finished working. Eric watched it at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I got. What else am I doing in the morning?
Up.
So from the opening, I really love this opening shot.
It.
Yes.
Loved
Perfect
it.
illustration of what I think we were all talking about last episode, which is the tone shift.
Yes.
Which is literally staring up at the night sky versus the ceiling of Dunk's prison cell.
Yeah, it was. I loved it.
Yep, and it was definitely what I thought it was going to be. Like, the first 3 episodes were from Dunk and Egg's perspective because they were there to have a good time, and they're both essentially children because Dunk is an older teenager and Egg is just a little boy, and they're both getting to live out their dreams, one of being a knight and the other of actually being a squire to a knight who wants to be there.
Yeah.
Wants to actually be there, but I mean, I love Daron. Like, I will not hate on him, but like, Dunk wants to be there, so Egg's very excited. And that's why the show made it a little too over comedic and even a little too lighthearted, except for the jousting. That was about the only thing that felt real. But everything else was a little too funny because everything was funny to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it landed the tonal shift we were hoping for.
Yeah.
We talked about that a lot last week. And I think it dropped the humor. I mean, it didn't drop the humor. Like, Magar is still hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, but it's not campy now.
Yeah. We're past total whimsy, and it's become, because the story has become, what it's about. And can we just first talk about dripped out Egg?
Oh my God, I died. As soon as he walked in, I was like, noble egg! That's a noble egg!
He looked so adorable. Like, I cannot say this enough about Dexter. He is just so an adorable child. And like, he's just cute. He's so little and cute. And then he looks so dapper in his little outfit.
I was like, it's so funny. I was like so unnerved by Targaryen. Like, it was really, I don't know. It's one of those where it's like, you see a kid that whatever, like one of my, one of my wife's students, like being seen in a Boy Scout uniform, where you're like, oh, like, it's a little.
That doesn't suit you.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't like
weird
that.
and formal and like vaguely fascist. So like,
yeah, it was so stiff and like, he walks in very like,
So yeah, no, I think
head.
again, it's like the tone and this admission of like what is actually going on, and Dunk feeling feeling like he's been had, and what I really enjoyed about this though was, even compared to the book, which I think obviously this is a huge part of it, I felt like what came across so well in this scene, and I think it's like a credit to both of these actors, was the lack of like Egg not understanding his privilege and impact on somebody when he was just trying to have a good time.
Right, he doesn't understand like the dynamic, really.
Yeah, and it's like, no, and it's not that he should have. He's a child, right? He gets a pass. Darren gets less of a pass from me, which,
damn you, Darren.
Egg, I really loved how it came across here. Even though I thought they had Dunk a little more mad than how I read it in the books, it definitely came across that like this idea that Egg was being frivolous about the fact that like now someone might die, like essentially because of this lie, and that's the power that you have as a noble, and the like responsibility that he just didn't grasp until kind of right this second.
And it's at Dunk's expense, unfortunately.
I love Dexter's performance because I think there's like this. I noticed this kind of. I'll have to go back to double check, but I don't think he ever did this where he put his hands behind his back. Like his.
You mean when he's in his like peasant garb?
Yeah, when he's like.
That's like such a noble man thing.
It did stick out. I can't say for sure that he never did, but it did stick out maybe as like
Yeah, this way it's just kind of like maybe he's more used to standing like that in these clothes.
Yeah,
And,
like it you assume the personality. It's like a mask. You assume the personality.
And as soon as he started crying, I started crying. Yeah.
Dexter really does the like well of tears in the eyes so well without like actually crying, and honestly that kills me more. A child's like big sad eyes and his bald little head, like, I'm cooked. I will give you everything. What do you want? Name it.
yes.
And he was just so disappointed, but also there's that like he doesn't want to fully cry in front of Dunk because he's ashamed, and like he's sad. He's so sad that he did this to him, but also he's his squire, so he feels like he can't cry in front of this knight. Like, oh, there's so many things that have to be going on for Egg at that point. Like he's trying not to cry, and yet it's building up anyway.
I thought so. My friend and I were talking about this actually, and he had pointed out how like there's then this like shift because Dunk cries in front of Steely Pate, and so it's almost like Egg like showed him that was okay, like that he could do that, right? Like I didn't catch that. And when Cody said that, I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
Like Egg is unknowingly teaching him like masculine, like vulnerable masculinity, you know. And then he goes and like cries in front of Steely Pate, and I was like, damn. I love that.
And who do we think Egg learned how to cry from? Like, I know. Daron. Because we know Daron's crying a lot.
All the time.
All the time. Like, he sees his oldest brother cry every single day.
Every day. I had a dream.
Yeah, like, I just know Daron, like we talked about, like, Daron whimpers, Daron cries. Daron cries a lot.
Okay, is that view a little better for anybody?
Yeah,
it's fine.
Okay, all right. Just trying to make it.
Little Egg.
Good.
Poor little Egg.
Just to make sure we're seeing everything, and then
I did also love it's in the book as well, I'm pretty sure, but the whole just the Egg is like, and my uncle wants to see you when you're done eating. He's like,
yeah, and he's like, oh, good, great.
The crown prince.
Yeah, that's all.
Yay!
Eat my bread first, though.
When you say your uncle, I want you to say who you mean.
Yeah,
the heir to the Iron Throne.
You've got a few of them, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I love that his attitude is pretty much how it is in the book. He's like, okay, I'm done. Let's go talk to him right now before I throw up.
I did like that. One thing I guess it's a slight nitpick. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. A slight nitpick. That is not the spread in the book.
He gets
a pretty good spread in the, like, it's notable that he gets like there's a skewer of meat with onions on it, and like all like the bread is good, and like there's something to dunk in it, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's not the spread. They brought him prison food here.
Yeah, that kind of sucks because he definitely gets like really good food, and it was Baylor who was like,
feed this man.
Fuck, Egg. Thanks so much, nephew. Like, at least feed this man.
I'd like to welcome in people in our chat here. We got Sydney,
Hi, Sydney,
Lady Dark Sister, and Haley. Hello.
Hi, guys.
My boy, Lady Dark Sister, my boy Daron has the sad boy look down. Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Assisted by what is clearly alcohol withdrawals that he's going through.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh.
He's actively sweating, but it's somehow just giving him like a dewy.
He's got a Targaryen, that's why.
I don't know. I'll have to look again, but I'm like, he has to have the DTs.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
His skincare routine includes withdrawing.
Sweating it out, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I know a dewy setting spray when I see one, man.
That's so natural.
Baby. Is it dewy setting spray? Is it alcohol withdrawals?
The way the moonlight dances off.
Maybe I was literally. Oh my God! Shut up! I was about to say that. I love you.
So,
But yeah, that's prison food. Prison food.
Prison food.
And I think the one other detail in the books is that he's in a tower, and the one window out of the tower doesn't face the jousting field, which the jousts continue in the books, which I think, like, in the show it makes it seem like everything
stops
to a halt, like, because of this. And the jousting continues, and he is like lamenting the fact that he's like, I don't even get to watch it anymore, like I can't even see it.
But in this one, they had him make friends with a rat, which my mom totally called before we even saw the rat. He's looking out the window and she goes, he's gonna make friends with a rat. He fucking did. Yeah, he's fucking Snow White.
Oh.
That the rat in the window thing kind of just made me think of History of the World, even though it's kind of not related. Anyways, the next scene is another scene that is like mostly ripped out of the pages, and I just want to give
mostly.
I want to and we will get to that, soon. But I just want to say just once again, top tier performances from everybody. God damn, everybody shines in this, and it's just
everyone's doing. Yes, I agree, and I love that we just had Dunk being like so hard on Egg, and then he's like, "Hey, don't say that." Really nice.
Only I get to say that.
He's like,
he's a good kid.
He's a good squire.
He's a good kid.
Like,
which is exactly what he does in the novella. Like,
scolds him. I just love that, so brotherly. Like I can tell you to fuck off, but no one else can.
Exactly.
Not even your uncle.
Chelsea, could I get you to turn your camera on and off?
Me?
Or off and on. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Why
does it always take me forever to figure out how to do this? There we go.
Okay, there we are. Thank you.
This was interesting because I felt, well, like you said, performance is great. I think a lot of the dialogue, in terms of what is said, is very close. Dunk is a little spicy in this scene compared to what I would have expected, in terms of, like, he gets a little bold with Baelor a couple of times where I'm like, like, this feels a little
confrontational.
This is the one guy that's actually given him the time of day. Like, he's not the one to kind of like lose it on. And obviously Dunk is under like extreme duress. He's pretty confident he's gonna die. So I'm not saying that like he's unjustified for being short with Baelor. And at the same time, like, the way that conversation goes in the books, to me, is a lot more sort of like two people who understand each other, where this one was sort of like, it felt like Dunk is trying to argue his case, and it's like, no, Baelor is on your, like, he understands. He's trying to find a way out of this for you, right? Like, that he's like trying to figure this out. But the thing that I loved about the scene was how Baelor he takes everything that Dunk says in stride. Like, he doesn't react angrily to anything, because it would have been easy to have it be like, you idiot, like, sit down and shut up and let me tell you like what you should do. But they stuck to Baelor's character of being even-handed, and like being someone who is like, yep, I get you're frustrated, and like, hear me out. Here's what I have, you know?
Yeah. He was very well-tempered, like, especially considering he's...
So I thought Dunk was a little bit maybe too intense in the scene, but I think it was balanced out by the fact that they didn't have Baelor like overreact to anything that Dunk was saying.
Yeah.
Which that leads
it highlighted Baelor's character well. Like, maybe not Dunk so much, but...
Because I know Ashley was talking to me about this. Talking about like the changes in... Because I think that change in Dunk is also, about the change in Baelor a little bit in this scene.
Meaning what?
Yeah, for me it was a little bit like, it took away from Baylor's character and like what speaks of his character, like what he's able to do. Like when he knows Sir Arlen of Pennytree all on his own, he doesn't need any prompting from Dunk. He just remembers this man, this random hedge knight that he jousted against forever ago, but he remembers him. And this moment, instead of saying that he would like have done the same thing had he been in Dunk's situation, Dunk has to ask him that. He was like, wouldn't you have done the same? In that angry, like kind of panicked tone. And I don't know. It's just the fact that Baylor says it unprompted in the novella that had he been in Dunk's situation, he may have very well done the same, but he's a prince and Dunk is a hedge knight. So the scene is very similar, but instead in the novella, Baylor says this on his own, whereas in the show, Dunk has to ask him, wouldn't you have done the same? Yeah. And I think that takes away from it because Baylor does not need any prompting to be who he is. He just is this unrealistically good person in this world that is notoriously full of either bad or flawed people.
The thing that I do think that they tried to do, and I only say this in light of the end of the episode, is I think they tried to make it where in the show they tried to make it clear that like something specific about Dunk had an impact on Baylor, where he repeats the line back to Makar. Like they used what Baylor says in the book to Makar when he says like, "Are you fucking crazy?" And he's like, he defended the innocent as all knights should. They had Dunk say that in the beginning, and I think they were trying to use it as like, oh, well, this is now that Dunk had on Baylor. But I think it is then sort of the nature of it, or the nature of the relationship and Baylor in general is a little bit different because Dunk didn't really need to have an impact on Baylor aside from showing that he was a good person. Like in the books, that's what compelled Baylor to get involved versus this where they kind of had like something Dunk said be the thing that had an impact on him. And I think that is sort of what you're getting at, where it's like, Baylor doesn't need to be convinced in the books because he already thinks that. Right, like he's
exactly. I mean,
on the right
it's
side
a commonality in their ideology versus like Dunk bestowing ideology on Baylor.
Yeah,
right.
And
even though I have already said,
I guess I will go to bat for the show in the sense that like these are the really tough questions about like adaptation, because it's like there are shitty examples of this, but essentially I think what they're doing is just adding more dramatic weight by having Baylor be more directly involved. Because it's not just he's not just a passive force through the story. He also moves too. It's not much, but it's still like it's set up here in this scene very clearly and then paid off in the very last scene, which is what Phil mentioned with the repeating of the line that Dunk gives him. And I'll just say that like I think this is I don't think it muddles Baylor's character because he still makes that decision. And then at the same time, I think it just adds more drama for a TV audience. Compare that to, say, the House of the Undying in Game of Thrones Season 2, where they rewrote all of that to make the story more direct, because in the book, she just goes there and then has visions. So they wanted to make it more direct, like in this example, but it's by destroying a lot,
I just want to clarify a point. She goes there for knowledge. That's why she goes. Like, she does have a reason why she goes, but it doesn't change your point. I just am pointing that out.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like that versus, them kidnapping the dragons,
Yeah, don't even get me started. We won't.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like that, but that's what I'm saying is like compare.
Hit me with the newspaper.
But that's what I'm saying is like compare that example to this example here, and I think this is just like miles better, and just like I think it serves the show really well.
to your point, Eric, of like, and Ashley's point about the prompting, I can think of immediately an example that was like super detrimental to Danny's characterization, whereas like this wasn't as detrimental to Baylor's characterization, which is like when they're in the Red Waste and it like they have Jorah. I can't remember the exact. Basically, they use Jorah to prompt Danny to say something that she says unsolicited in the book, and then gives part of that line also to Jorah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so I'm just saying, like, we have seen much worse, to Eric's point,
sure.
of like how detrimental the prompting specifically.
Yeah, and that's a really good example. I mean, we see that actually multiple times in Game of Thrones where Dany's lines are given away, and it's less impactful from her character. Like it changes the way you view her. Like I don't think that that's happening with Baelor necessarily, but for me, it just takes away from the strength of his character just a little bit, because this is a man who like really admired Dunk because Dunk was brave enough to stand up and say like, you know, I want to be a knight and like this is why, or I'm a knight and this is why, and like was brave enough to stand in front of all those people and have that conversation, even though he didn't know who Baelor was. It's still very intimidating being in a room with that many people and being able to say all of that. And then not only that, but I'm sure Baelor has wanted to punch Arion multiple times. Like, I don't think he hates him. I don't think he's ever hated him. And I've said this before. Like, he doesn't hate his nephew. He's just eternally and forever disappointed by him. So, like, I'm sure there's been so many times where he's like, yeah, I want to punch this kid directly in the face, but I can't because we're related. And then Dunk does it, and he's like, wow.
I wish I could have done that.
Like he's like sitting there wishing Egg had come and got him. Like, I would have done it too.
I did
love that. He's like, you should have come to me.
Right.
Egg is like, there wasn't any time, man. No time.
There's no time. I loved for just to like in the wrap up to the scene, the weight of how good a knight are you truly, like into like where I was like, hey, the people writing the show were like, are you getting the themes?
Is he a knight?
Like, is it?
Guys, is he a knight? Do you think he's a knight?
He might not be a knight, but he
Maybe
might
not.
be. But he might be the most
Oh,
knightiest.
that cut.
He might be the most knightiest knight of them all.
So I
That
got
cut
blow
to
my mom's
Denzel
mind.
saying, "You are no true knight." Like, come on now.
I was so excited. Like, I'm having so much fun watching this with my mom because she's like really into it. And I had so much fun blowing her fucking mind when I was like, yeah, well, you know, he's related to Brienne. That's Brienne's ancestor right there. And she was like, what do you mean? Because she loves Brienne. And so she's just like, what? Of course. Yes, yes. She was like so stoked on
And
it.
I love all of the Easter eggs we get of that about Brienne.
You should read her the passage of, you know, the shield part.
The shield.
Now that she's seen the shield, yeah, you should.
I am trying
The shield, the fact that Jamie calls her in like the baths, thick as a castle wall. Like, come on.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. I never thought about that. It's because I hadn't read the novella. You know, I haven't reread the series since I read the novella. So
you'll find like all the little like tidbits now. Like at the very end of the mystery night, Dunk saying, "Yeah, and you dreamt of dragons hatching from stone eggs." Like,
yeah.
Yeah, because that's gonna happen.
It's a different bald Targaryen. It's a different one.
Damon the Second just got, you know, the wrong one.
Well, I was gonna say Damon the Second and Jamie having the same reaction to the family line.
Brienne.
Thick as a castle wall.
Yeah. Thick as my castle
Damon's
wall.
like, yeah.
Jamie,
I'm trying
Jamie
so
the
hard. I
fiddler.
want my mom to listen to the audiobooks because the other night she recited Lady Stoneheart lore to me, and I go, "How do you know Lady Stoneheart?" And she looked at me. How do I know Lady? Like, are you for real, bitch? And I was like, "See, you know so much already."
Yeah.
Oh, so you have been paying attention.
Yeah, well, she was like, "Do you think I don't listen?" And I'm like, "Yes, I think you don't listen." Okay.
But
pretty
actually,
sure
I
my
want to
mom
bring
is
it back
best on
to.
the
I want to
show.
bring it back to. I want to bring it back to changing things again. At the beginning of this next scene, Arian does not refuse a trial by combat.
Oh, but I love that they make him look like a weenie.
Exactly. I love that they
Yeah,
added that in there.
I get this change. I actually understand this change because that's the whole reason why he does the trial by 7 in the first place, because he's a coward. And he knows he's about to get that ass whooped.
But because it's not in there, I guess you're left to like assume that he thought of it beforehand, and that, because if he thought of it beforehand, I think he wouldn't try to refuse, because that's a bitch move.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go, because I was going to change the subject.
because I'm thinking Arion, and particularly the way that he's being presented here, he thinks like the refusal is dramatic for him. Like he wants
That's
everybody
true.
to be
You're
like,
right.
what's wrong with you? Like whatever. That's what he's trying to elicit, because he's got this other idea in his back pocket. Now he's doing it all because he is a weenie. Like that is what's happening.
Yeah.
He's trying to not fight this guy who kicked his ass not like 12 hours
Literally
ago.
just
Like
threw him.
yeah. Like
Okay,
he's
threw him.
not trying to fight this behemoth. And I think like so anyways, like he knows that he's not winning that. So he would then have to call in a champion, which he doesn't want to do, right? Because that would be admitting that he doesn't think he can win. And so he does this other thing, and I think part of what he's doing with the denial of the trial by combat is the
building dramatic effect because he's such a little fucking
Yeah.
and he's
bitch.
like
Yeah.
pause for dramatic effect, and now I will deliver the coup de grace.
Well, and I mean, it's pretty damn genius maneuvering to pull in and be like, well, he disrespected Daron too, Dad. Because, like, when you put him on the spot like that, he's like, well, fuck. Like, yes, he did. Y'all deserved it, but, like, he did.
Yeah. And
I'm so glad those aren't my kids.
and I do want to point out before we move into the rest of the scene that from the beginning, like he's smashing the walnuts on the table or whatever. The actor who plays Makar delivers a look that was like show-stopping, and I laughed out loud at
because it repulses him. He's like, you are vile. Like I've had that feeling before. You like are coming out of your skin.
I told you guys I've looked at my younger siblings that way, like increasingly all the time. Like y'all are increasingly disappointing me.
This actor that's playing Makar is just it's. I mean, honestly, all of them are doing so well. But like,
yes.
And I say this often, but like it's the micro expressions, just like this. Like he just sells it. Like it's so believable. I feel like these characters are very real. And then like when you see interviews with these actors and you see how divorced from these characters they are, it becomes even more like astounding. Like the actor who plays Aaron is the most awkward, shy, like has weird kind of like things he does with his hands that's like really a nervous thing. Like he kind of not like an impediment, but like he has a certain manner of speech, and then to see that and you're like, you are literally becoming another person. Like I shit when I saw the interview with him.
The direction here is like really, really good.
Whereas actually it's not with everybody, because as we've seen with Peter and Dexter, they are literally dunk and egg in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this was not there was no disassociation here.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, just go be yourselves, man.
They just turn the cameras on.
Yeah. Just
keep being yourself. Don't change.
Gives off that like, lunk. Like a sweet lunk. He totally and maybe it's part of the marketing, who can say, but like it's good. I like it.
I don't know. The entire
so
cast seems to just love him. Like the entire cast just loves him to pieces.
Right, like those photos, it's like a series of photos, and first it has the guy who's playing Makar, and he's looking at him all like sweet, and then you move, and it's like everyone's like partying with him. Like, yeah, people seem to love him.
And did y'all see the?
He's just dunk.
Did y'all see the Backstreet Boys?
Yes. And again, this is something that a modern day dunk would absolutely do.
Yeah.
Gets a hold of a microphone. He's belting out Backstreet Boys. That's just what would happen.
Wouldn't. I mean, I would probably do NSYNC personally, but.
In
Okay.
fact,
Back to complaining about
what
changes.
What is it that Egg says to him about like his singing? And then he says that I'm sorry, like I was told to forget. You told me like that you'd clap me in the ear if I didn't forget. Like, what is it he says to him about his singing voice?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Egg says something to Dunk about his singing voice, and then Dunk like never sings again. But we know that like Dunk absolutely starts singing in public and not even care until Egg tells him he sounds like shit.
Like, actually, you sound bad.
Let's go back to complaining about changes. Let's get one thing absolutely clear for everybody in the chat. Makar absolutely would know what the trial by 7 is, as he does in the novel.
He's not stupid. His
ancestor,
not about being stupid. Like, one of his most infamous ancestors fought in a trial by 7. Maegor Targaryen. Makar would know this and very well. Like,
but it's not about being stupid. But it's not about being stupid. It's about, like, first off, he's very privileged, and then at the same time, it's a subject matter that he would know about. You know, because he would. That's the one thing he would know about. He wouldn't know about the religion, but he would know about that.
No.
I don't like it, but I think what they were trying to do is just kind of like reinforce, like, he's so far down the line, like he didn't bother with the histories. He didn't bother with the shit. Of course, Baylor knows this.
The real thing is just like they wanted somebody to say that line.
Which Dunk could have said it, because he says something along those lines in the Hedge Knight, and I like the way it's done in the novella, because Baelor, after Lord Tyrell says that's Aerion's right to have a trial by 7, and Dunk's really confused at this point. So Baelor essentially like explains like a summarized version of like the history of the trial by 7, comes from the Andals, like it's going to be 7 against 7. So Baelor specifically tells Dunk it's 7 against 7. But Dunk at this point is spiraling because he's like, what the fuck? And completely panicking. So he's like, so I have to fight 7 people? And then Makar's like, did you not just... He doesn't say, did you not just hear my brother? But that's kind of like the tone of what he's saying. He's like, you have to find 6 knights. Don't play the fool. It will not serve. I do like that he calls him sir. Like, he addresses them as a knight. But he's like, don't play the fool. It will not serve you at this point. You have to find 6 others, and it's 7 against 7. Did you not just hear Baelor literally say that? But Dunk doesn't hear it because he is panicking.
That's another change that it's slight, but I really wish they kept that line and gave it to Arion. It will not serve, because, you know, this whole thing is like a show for him. So it's like he wants him to, like, you know, it's like he's directing him, like, man, you know what we're saying. Shut up. But they didn't have him say that. But I still like that they gave him this instead of giving it to Makar, who I believe Makar is the one who says that in the novel.
I just think it would have been so much cooler had we seen Dunk like visibly panicking, like he is in this scene, and then say, I have to fight 7 people by myself? And then that's when Makar's like, really? Like, we're gonna act stupid now.
What did we think of Ashford having to crawl around on the floor?
It was so Joffrey Tyrion.
Like, yes, exactly. It was Joffrey. Okay. It was exactly Joffrey. Phil, are you saying anything right now?
I am speaking.
I can hear you.
Well, I'm just trying to make sure we're still online right now.
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
I thought the crawling around was weird. Like, I understand kind of they're trying to show that there remains a hierarchy here, and that Targaryens will make people like crawl on the floor to pick up their walnuts or whatever. But I just, it didn't feel, I don't know. It felt like they were just like kind of sneaking the comedy back in, like to kind of cut through the tension of the scene. And to your guys' point, I think it would have been nice to have Baelor and Maekar sort of split the explanation in this as a way to show like, okay, both of these are like, despite the fact, yes, we've like Maekar is like not as even-handed, or like he's got this like petulant side, like we don't need to make it sort of like exaggerated to the
That's
point
what
of
I mean.
caricature.
Like, it really
like it's kind of
exaggerated this idea that like he's last in line, like that he doesn't pay attention, that he's not like up on it. Like, and I never got that impression from Maekar in the book.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like that
Maekar's
second.
like a very serious guy.
Maekar seems like a tryhard because he's in that because he's in the fourth position, you know.
He's gonna overcompensate. He's gonna know more. Yeah. Like that's how I read him anyway in the book.
Yeah, his flaw is that he's like wound up about it all.
Yeah. So wound up. Oh, he wound up. He wound up tight. I'm just saying. I can help.
I will say, and to your guys' point, I think there was something earlier, and in the performances of this and the direction of this, I thought like what was really cool was the reaction, like the noticeable difference in reaction between Maekar and Baelor to Aerion.
Yeah.
Where Maekar is like, stop being a moron, like stop this shit or whatever. Baelor, like as he's processing things that Aerion says, like he tightens,
yeah,
but stays level. Where Maekar is more obviously upset about the stuff that Aerion is doing, right?
Yeah,
and like, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just kill this guy. Like if like don't be
like if you feel so valid, right? Like if your accusation is true,
yeah,
like what's the problem?
Right.
What's the fucking problem? I really loved the bit though. Like it was like I got really confused and like was like when they, you know, had him not know, but then immediately it goes into the, you know, him being like, are you really gonna hide behind the skirts of a fucking Andal tradition, you little fucker? Yeah. Like I loved that. I really loved that.
He's like, I already have a son who won't fight. Like, don't
you're gonna lay this shit on me? I got a belly full of white dog crap.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all stepbrothers all the way down.
Yes.
That's like the second really awesome movie reference I made tonight. Just points for me. Pat me on the back.
I think everybody was a fan of how he grapples his son.
Yes.
It's like, yes. But also, I mean, child psychology standpoint, like, maybe he's the way he is because we do this.
Like,
there is blame to share.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like this little just
he's like, oh shit.
Though like I know that it's
him again, like behind Dunk, he shoves him again, like down the hall, like
yes.
Go watch. But
coming from somebody
the neck. Look.
Coming from somebody who is a parent, and I don't know if Phil can say this as well, because I know that your child is very young, but I mean, my children are very young, 7 and 4, but I know sometimes that my 7-year-old will test me in ways that I could almost hear, like, the 90s mom that I grew up with, like, come out, like, and then I'm like,
no,
you can't say that. Like, you can't do that. And then I have to, like, backtrack. So I know that sometimes I probably weird my kid out because, like, I go to, like, and then I'm like, no. I got to step outside. Mommy's got to go in the garage and smoke her special stuff.
Mommy, be right back.
Mommy gonna be right back.
Every time.
But, like, I mean, I get that. I get the need to, like, your kid does something that is so very frustrating, and yeah, you just want to snatch them up like that, but you can't do that, Maekar.
You cannot do that.
Every day, you know, you wake up and make the choice to parent like Dunk and not Maekar.
Yeah. Oh,
exactly.
Amen to that.
And like it's honestly more impactful if you're looking at your kid and you're saying, I'm so disappointed, because believe, like, you'll get those welling up tears from your kid if you're looking at them and saying, like, I'm disappointed, and not snatching them up by the neck.
Yeah.
Although if my kid was Ariana, I don't know. I'd probably just have to be like, you know what? I give up. I'm taking out the belt. Like, it's done.
I feel like Arion is one of those, though, that, like, you have to ask, like, nature versus nurture. Like, he seems like he kind of popped out of the womb kind of wicked. Like, what age was he going into Egg's room and, you know, telling him he's gonna castrate him and then marry him? Like, you are nuts, buddy. You're throwing cats down wells. Like, I think he maybe was a little unwell just from the start, and then
Yeah.
the nurture did not help.
It's like
But
it's like
see.
Viserys.
Yes.
Mhm. I also don't see Baylor not having a conversation with Maekar pretty early on. Like, hey, your 5-year-old is really, really, really mean. Like, maybe we should like address that. And I can see Maekar just kind of blowing it off.
Or like pulling a little bit of a Robert, maybe not like almost killing the kid, but like, you know, being
Yeah,
like, well, I guess I gotta beat the shit
beating,
out of him
like,
now.
I'm going to solve this with my
With
fists
violence.
instead of doing anything else. And then that's going to make a bad situation worse. And yeah, and now we have where he's at now.
This next scene, I'd like to complain just a little bit more. Why did I guess they wanted to come back to the elm tree, just to show it off again to prime people for the shield. But you know, I really did like it in the novel because it's like Raymond took his horses in and got all his stuff out of the rain.
Yeah.
You know?
I kind of felt like, so for me, the way I read it, or at least how it emotionally hit me, is like that he has to go back and Egg isn't there. So it's like, just like the coldness of that. Like,
Yes.
and I guess that wouldn't have been impactful that way if the horses were already taken inside and taken care of. But I totally see your point. Like, I just, literally the minute it showed him walking up, I was like, there's no Egg. My egg gone. Like,
I definitely get that side of it, but I feel like at least in the show.
Chelsea with like in the voice of my hot dog, my egg.
My hot dog. Oh my god, my hot dog. Don't get me started. Mom is gonna like kill you because
my egg.
for like a week out of nowhere, I'll be like, my hot dog.
It's this video on TikTok. I'll have to send it to everybody.
Ice fishing. It's very simple. It's this guy ice fishing, and he's got
Yes.
a beer by his foot and a hot dog in his hand. And he goes to stand up. First, he knocks over his beer, and he goes, "My beer!" And then he throws the hot dog in the fucking ice hole and goes, "My hot dog!" And that's it. That's the whole video. Oh, but he's so heartbroken, and like I've done that so many times. Like sat up and all shit falls off your lap. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. My egg.
But Raymond calling him out for talking to his horses. I felt like that was a low blow.
Yeah, and like
Low blow.
honestly, that was what I was about to say is that Raymond is like not as good of a friend in the show as he is in the novella. Like Raymond is
That's what I
Doug's
mean.
buddy.
Like Raymond got all his stuff and brought it to the tent, and it's not wet, and his horses are taken care of. You know.
Because he's a
and
squire.
by the end of
He's
the
a squire,
episode,
exactly,
we see
yeah.
that Raymond is like ride or die for Dunk, but like he's not as much in the show as he is in the novella.
I think give him a minute. I think what happened with Stefan, that changed something in him.
Exactly.
In Raymond. That was like a moment of character growth and development, and I think we're going to see a lot more like devotion in these last few episodes to
It's
Dunk.
very
I think
interesting.
just
I
like
haven't really noticed this. The first time I'm noticing it is just us talking about it. Is just the ways in which they've changed this to change the like I guess emotional pace of everything. I'll have to think about this deeper because it's like very interesting the very specific decisions they've made, like this one with Raymond.
But I mean, I do think that at the end of the day, the show only viewer is still going to get that impactful feeling from Raymond's character because to choose to be knighted under like a situation like this, like a very, very stressful situation for the specific
die.
for the specific purpose of fighting in a trial by 7 where yeah, the likelihood of you dying is pretty freaking high. Like that is a very big deal. And Raymond is Dunk's age. He's just a kid. And that's not a small thing.
It seems like despite Stefan, that's his name, right? The older
Yes.
passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Despite him being like this bully, he also very much looked up to him. Like that impassioned speech he gives, it's parroting him, right? So you see that all like deteriorate in that moment, and like he experiences that sort of like disillusionment with knighthood, you know, that we have throughout like the main series with Brienne and stuff. And I really like Raymond.
I love them. I love these moments where characters in the books, like this veil that's over their eyes, specifically with children, they think that knighthood and all of these things like mean valor and goodness. And like with John thinks that the Night's Watch is gonna go so hard. These are gonna be the heroes of the fucking realm. Like they're gonna go over there and get it, and then it's all just a bunch of rapists and like
they don't bathe, and he's like, it stinks, I'm in hell.
And then like this is where you kind of like Tyrion, because Tyrion is kind of like his version of the Hound, just a lot nicer. And he's like, hey, like this is what it is. I'm sorry.
I told you, bud.
Like, I mean, he's at least very sensitive about it. And like with Arya, like I feel like Jon and Arya are the two kids who like at least peek under the veil early on. Like with Arya underfoot, obviously she's much more observant than Sansa. But at the same time, when the whole thing happens with Nymeria and Joffrey, like she is shocked that everybody that she like loved and cared about, these men who she viewed as knightly, though they may not be actual knights, but she viewed them as knightly. These were her father's men, and they all just stood by and let the Hound kill the butcher's boy in a really awful way. And like her own father kills Lady, even though that's not the right thing to do. And Arya knows that, but that's like the veil being lifted over her eyes completely. Instead of peeking under it, she's actually seeing it completely lifted. And what she thought were these like heroic men stood by and did nothing.
Yeah, I love that chapter where we see both like, Renly and, a young glamorous knight, and then the old honorable knight, and then you also have the actual vision of knighthood, Sir Ilan Payne.
Yeah, all tongueless and creepy.
Yes, and I've always loved those details in that chapter. Because it is like what makes a knight, and it's like Stefan is gonna teach us some lessons with that. And I don't I get how they changed his character. I think you're just supposed to trust him because he's racist, and the show has the good and true lesson, which is you can never trust racists.
Go back and listen to what he says to Dunk, because he mentions glory. Yeah. So there is your key word right there. That is what he is looking for. He's not actually looking to do anything out of the goodness of his heart. He's in it for the glory.
Yeah, he's very selfish. But I still don't like the change that they gave to him. I don't like that he calls him a cunt right from the get-go in the first episode.
Yeah. Whereas he was more like of a jokester when we were first introduced to this character.
It made a lot less believable. Like,
yeah,
like you're kind of sitting there like, you're really buying this shit? Like, were you?
Yeah,
there
like he's
supposed to go? I was. He's
way more playful and just like fun in the novella, where like, yeah, that is believable. When I first read it, it was believable to me that he wanted to help him. And then I looked back and I was like, oh, like there were little things in there where I should have seen that. But
my mom believed him, but then I was like, you remember him, right? She didn't remember him. That's why. And then I was like, he karate kicked him. She was like, oh.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. Like,
knocked the seeds
but
out
yeah,
of him.
like, but in the novella, he's like a loud, obnoxious frat boy. Like, come over here and fight me, man. yeah, that's just like that.
And
it's very unserious.
Here we get our next heart-wrenching moment, which is Egg returning.
Oh,
he
got his egg back
in his nice little suit.
And I love that you get to see the the difference in how he is with Daron, Egg, and Arion. That like he's like, don't hurt him, don't hurt him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah, because he accomplished so much in such little screen time. This actor playing Daron, I was really impressed with him.
Oh, like his was probably like one of the main standout performances in this episode for me. Yeah. I was like, you are literally Daron hopping out of the book, man.
Yeah, I felt
This was
I
incredible.
Had all the same feelings towards him that I had towards him in the book.
From like every single facial expression, everything he says, the way his body moves, all of it was screaming Daeron Targaryen.
Yeah.
I like Daeron. Daeron is such a difficult character for me because the thing that Daeron does here is, of all of the stuff that we've seen, it is the most cowardly thing and like
Absolutely.
the most fucked up in terms of like he goes to Dunk hat in hand of like, I need to go talk to this guy so he doesn't kill me tomorrow. And he's like, hey man, you get it. Like I had to accuse you of kidnapping the prince. Like a prince, because my dad would be mad at me otherwise.
He'd be mad at me.
And I like can't.
Have you met my dad? He's like, have you met my dad?
He's really mean, okay?
It's like he'd be really mad. And I mean, if you have to die for that, like, so be it. You know?
It's so like, what is that from Shrek where he's like, some of you may die, but that's the price I'm willing to pay.
Although I will say, like, he does at least say that he was like, I can retract what I said, but I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he can retract what he said, you know, so if it comes to that, they can't make a trial out of that. So there's that, but you know, the trial's still happening because Arian's who he is. But this
right, like even if he copped to it right now, like it wouldn't change what had to happen.
Right.
Like because the damage was done. He gave Arion what he needed to orchestrate this fucking thing. Which, like, okay, when you think the forethought that went into it, because he orchestrated it. He was like a little puppeteer. Imagine he had gotten the fucking throne. Dear God. Or imagine he had actually become a dragon. Like, fuck.
yeah.
Well, Phil, I think you're cutting out.
Oh, am I?
Okay.
I still hear you.
For me.
Okay, can you say that again? Sorry.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
So the other thing while I'm thinking about Daeron, and this goes back to the interaction with Baelor that they changed very, very like slightly in the show versus the books, is that Daeron makes this accusation that Dunk abducted Egg.
Right.
And
the other way around. Egg abducted Dunk.
Right.
Exactly.
And in the interaction with Baelor, in the show, Dunk counters with, so Daeron didn't pursue his like brother's kidnapper for 4 days. But in the book, and I think this would have been actually better to just keep the same, is he says, well, Egg will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Like, and that to me is like way sharper than like, because he like calls Daeron a coward or whatever. Okay, fine. He's been hanging out with Egg for 4 days. Like he's like, well, Egg will just, I mean, Prince Aegon will tell you what happened, right?
Yeah.
And that to me, like, I felt I missed that just because it calls back on the strength of that bond.
Yeah.
Of he's like, well, okay, that's
and
a
he's
lie.
sure of it. He says that in the novella with certainty. He knows Egg will tell the truth.
It's like Egg will tell you what happened.
I'll lie. He won't. It's fine. Everything's gravy, baby. Like, we're good. Let's go get a drink.
And this thing about Daeron is like, I really just like despise him for what he's done, and at the same time, Dunk is going, you know, full throatedly like, you're a liar, and so is he, you know, like, and we all believe in Dunk's cause and all of that stuff, but he's also lying this whole time,
lie,
right? Like a pretty big lie.
It's a big
lie. It's like, you know, while you know, you can argue whichever way,
morals,
but I thought that really stuck out to me in this scene, is Dunk yelling like, well, you're a liar, and it's like,
you're a liar.
Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other. Everyone's like, you lied and you're a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spider-Man meme, right?
Yeah.
The This egg is once again proving, or Dexter is proving that he can act with this, telling the story of what Arian did to him.
Oh my gosh, I
this was heartbreaking. This was really difficult to hear. Like, it was devastating.
Sorry, Chelsea.
Pay attention.
Chelsea, sorry, you were cutting out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, okay. There we go. I got you now.
Okay. Just another funny Chelsea's mom moment. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what did she say something or what?
No, it was that like I paused in preparation. I knew this was coming because I wasn't sure they were gonna put it in.
Yeah.
And so I paused it all dramatically. I was like, "Are you watching?" and she's like, "I'm right here." Like, yes, I'm watching.
I'm actually really glad that they included it, even though it's horrific.
Oh, we needed it. We needed to know it.
You need more of that because there was too much justification in this show for Arian's behavior.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I get it. The dragon was offensive. You still can't break someone's fingers and brutalize a woman over that. But there's still too much sympathy from Arian, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it on TikTok. Like, it's there. There's too much sympathy for him. So the audience needed to know that this man is a sociopath. And he always has been.
So going back to the puppet show, because that's a big change that they made, that they took that direction. And the way I read it when Tencel looks at him is like she knew, and that it is her, a woman of color, slaying the dragon, like, and that Dorne is the only place that's ever killed a dragon. I saw someone talking, the way they worded it was so good because it was like, Dorne remembers. Dorne knows that a dragon is not a god. A dragon can die. Like, and the way she looked at him, I just really felt like she was like, I'm fucking had. Like, she was, and good on her. Like, she was ballsy. I love a political babe, but like, I feel like the show really was like, she's a political babe. Like,
yeah,
she's a political babe.
Do you think she'll show up again?
I hope so.
I think I think it was always George's intention for her to show up again. It's just by then, I think that Dunk is already going to have made the decision to join the Kingsguard, which there's still that question. Does he join Makar's Kingsguard and move to Eggs, or does he just join for Egg?
I was talking about in the season. Like, in the next 2 episodes, is she going to come back?
No, she's gone.
She's gone.
I mean, I hope. I'm still going to hold out hope because we were specifically told something that we have not seen, I guess. So it's one of those things.
I really hope that's not it because that would not make sense at all. I mean, she's in trouble, so why on earth would she be back there?
Yeah, we'll see. But I did really like this moment where Raymond kind of sniggers at the story, because I was just like, God damn it, Raymond, not now.
Yeah, not now.
To be woke, Raymond. Like, this is not the time to laugh. That's not woke of you.
The one thing that I was gonna say on the Fossaways very, very briefly, and this is a very superficial thing. I have such a hard time when they assign northern accents to southern houses. And so the Fossaways having straight up Yorkshire accents, I'm like,
it's wild.
I'm like, this is not how they should
sound. No.
And I get that Westeros is not the UK and it should not but it is. And when the Starks are the Yorks, like, you should not have northern British accents in southern houses. Anyway,
no, that's a fair nitpick, I think.
That was my one thing.
It is very fair.
It's just standing out to me that I'm like, these dudes are from the Reach. They should be like whatever, I don't know, like Wessex.
Yeah,
I don't know these accents.
Yeah, more like more. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
They don't know how big California is. Why do I gotta know their accents?
Fine.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
They should sound more prim and proper.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Now that it's something I never thought about, but now that you've mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, you're right, exactly. Okay, this dream sequence. I was sort of hoping that they would spend some budget on some trippy dream sequence, but maybe not.
That's all I ever want.
Just a little
That's what I
flash.
asked.
I was hoping that we could get like a flash of Dragon Wing or something.
Something.
But it was still good, and it was I wish I could find this guy's name right now, but I can't because HBO wants to keep his identity. He's in like the witness protection program or something. I just forget this guy's name, but
They did the
he
makeup
sells
and
this
stuff.
dream. He sells this dream speech.
Totally. And to Phil's point,
We see a little bit of it. Even a shadow of a dragon. Just a shadow. Like just a shadow of a dragon going over Dunk about to fall on him. That's all we needed.
Version of this show, like a very different way of telling the story, where the show literally opens with Dunk, like before we even meet him, a dragon landing on top of it.
Okay, I can hear you now.
okay.
Yeah. So there was that. I don't know how much I missed, but
Right,
yeah.
an ad just runs.
Okay.
That's all right.
So we were talking about Dragon Dreams.
Oh, right. I was dramatically saying that everyone's fired, and I want Phil to remake this season because of his Dragon Dream opening.
Yeah.
I also think that on the marketing side, I think they didn't have to mess with the airtime of this, aside from you could change when it drops on HBO and just spend whatever $1 zillion on a Super Bowl ad and try to do a lead in from the Super Bowl of like just do a Super Bowl commercial and then be like, we're all going to HBO like after this to watch
After this,
the episode and like and
Yeah.
literally try to pull Super Bowl watchers like over. So those are my bright ideas. Start with Darren's Dragon Dream, and then do a
you
Super
can
Bowl.
contact him through his email. It's in his bio
Yeah, email and bio for the Super Bowl commercial.
for
page.
big ideas. Brought to you by Baki.
Yeah.
Next up is a scene that I really appreciated because it was near perfect. The
Yes.
scene with Steely Pate where he gives him this shield, and goddamn, that's a beautiful shield.
It was. I really was
Yeah.
like, it's perfect.
It's
Yeah, nice
perfect.
sunset.
Steely Kate is perfect. Like the whole scene.
Y'all, my mom is hot to trot for Steely Pate. My God. I was like, down girls, spray bottles, squirt, squirt. Like, chill out.
I would laugh, but honestly, like we're
I know.
going hard for Makar, and Makar like looks old as shit, and we're still like,
Oh, Steely Pate's fine.
bam.
Look,
But he's
you got
only
me proud.
35 years old.
Also, the crying. I love a man who cries. Like I said, I spoke to that earlier. And I love that Steely Pate has energy that made Dunk feel like I can cry in front of this man. You know? Look at
Yeah.
him. Look at that face. And I don't even
There's
like
definitely a
bald guys.
paternal thing. Even in the novella, you can feel that coming from him. Like he's just a good man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, and you can, and because he gives him the shield for a copper.
Mhm.
Oh, my mom goes, she goes, what's a copper? And I'm like, it's basically a penny.
Yeah.
I also just, I love that Steely Pate is just straightforward. Like, I don't make fancy ass armor. I make good fucking armor, and I stand behind my product. Like, you will be protected with what I make for you.
I also like
So-
his whole little setup, like how he pulled it down from like this secret little compartment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say like
He's just
are
a very straightforward guy, and I love that.
are all blacksmiths rocking with like they have like a mobile blacksmith food truck,
Little
whatever.
caravan.
Like-
Yeah, like a,
I've
I don't
got
want
my
to say
Smith.
the G slur, but like one of those caravans. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, are we gonna do tarot in here also, bro?
I kind of feel like they would have to because they have to bring so much crap with them. So, like, it kind of feels unavoidable.
Smithing, it's like on the outside, like Steely Pate's smithing, fortune
And tarot.
fortune readings, tarot, like
And when I
Crystal
when I
balls.
read the novella, before the show, when I read the novella, I always pictured him just in a stand. but like, you know, he just had to set up. But now, like watching the show, it actually does make sense for like a horse to be pulling like this whole caravan thing for him. And like this actually, like the show changed that for me. Like it's more believable that he would have to have something like that because he's got a lot of shit.
They did their homework. And I mean, that's one of my favorite things about this show in general is like the way we're just on the ground, man. Like you feel like you were at a tourney, like you were at a festival. Like that's really what it feels like as someone who does that kind of shit. Like, you know, I love it. Nitty gritty. It's great.
Like even like I've said this a few times, but like the jousting is very different than anything we have ever seen on media before. I've never seen any kind of jousting like that on screen, but that's how it was. That's literally how it was. It was messy, it was bloody, it was dirty.
Loud.
And it was not like this like A Knight's Tale like kind of thing. It's
right. Like everybody, hey,
yeah. Like even in Game of Thrones, like you see that scene with the mountain where he like freaking sticks that squire from the Vale like right in the neck. But you don't see a lot of like the dirty jousting in the show. You don't see it. Like everything else is very clean cut. How they do it in like this show is very realistic. Like almost dead on the money how it was.
When I first was watching this episode, now that we've gotten to the opening of the trial, I was like, oh god, Phil's gonna hate this. They still didn't say his name.
No,
yeah.
And one of the first things, Phil.
They declined to say it. Like
I know.
They have a whole ass conversation and he's not like, oh, Humphrey, like I'm glad your leg is like better, and he's like it's not better. I'm strapped into this motherfucker. Like I can't stand up. But it's like he's literally got a broken leg, and he's gonna ride in a trial of 7, and they won't say his fucking name.
And that's I was coming to bat for the show.
Disrespectful to my Harding man.
So I was coming to bat for the show because I was like, okay, well we have the scene with Rissling, so it's like they gave him an introduction, so I was like, they have to give Harding an introduction, and then it turns out they give him a whole scene and they don't even give us his name.
Yeah,
Humphrey Harding. Humphrey Harding, folks.
His name was Humphrey Harding, and meanwhile Humphrey Beesbury is standing in the back, costuming fucking amazing, and they won't let him speak.
Yeah,
let the man cook.
I do think I was thinking about this because obviously I know there's a couple of things that they're trying to avoid. I know they're trying to avoid the like name soup of just like a million zillion people and people trying to keep track of everybody or whatever. But I mean, with the name of the episode is literally 7, and we don't know all 7 of the people, which to me is I do think that that's a big miss. Like I don't like that they haven't characterized all of Dunk's people, because like the whole thing is that he doesn't think anyone's gonna fight for him. So like, who are these people who are gonna fight for him? Is a big
I really did,
especially Humphrey Harding, because again, this man is fighting with a fucking broken leg. You need to flesh out this character. He deserves that.
Yeah, this is the guy who went off like on a stretcher, and somehow he went back in the locker room, got the injections, and he's back out at halftime.
He said, bro, I have a chance to kill Arion. Strap me to this fucker. Like, strap me to this horse.
If I could ride a horse, then I'm good. It's fine. And I just felt like it deserved, like those characters deserved the air to like explain who they are.
I was expecting the same thing for this episode. Like when I first thought of this as a TV show, is that this episode would be the roundup episode, and I was like, I was like, because I hadn't envisioned them adding the stuff with Lionel Baratheon, obviously, so I was like, they have to show us Egg convincing Lionel. They have to write that scene. Like, come on, you got to put that in there. But it turns out they didn't, and they're not even going to tell us their names in an episode about them.
Right.
And it's crazy because they're like, oh, we have to make these episodes, the episodes have to be shorter because of the length of the novella. But it's like, okay, there were plenty of opportunities here to make these episodes longer, and this is a prime example.
I made a video last night. I don't know anything, obviously. I don't have any information. I I think this is, and maybe this is meta headcanon of the show. I genuinely think, based on how the episodes are edited and what they shot, it just feels like there is a longer version of the show that actually exists where they did this stuff and they cut it because of testing or focus groups or HBO or whoever. Because the thing that tips it in, and obviously I know we'll like talk about it in more detail, but the thing that tipped it in for me that, I think there's like more going on, like they had more for this that they didn't include, was the costuming. Because if the plan was, hey, we're not going to talk about Beesbury or who Humphrey Harding is, we're not really going to lean into the Valar reveal, like the Valar misdirect of Baelor's initial reveal when he rides out to the field, like, but they shot it. Like,
I forgot about that.
Like, he's wearing Valar's armor and he does take off the helm. Now, they didn't like make it.
And Valar's horse, like everything is specifically his son's.
I don't even remember that at all.
But that's the thing. That's the thing is, like, they didn't make it clear that that's what was happening, and they definitely didn't. Because if they were doing that, they would have had Dunk be like, "Prince, like my prince."
Yeah.
Like,
I
Prince
see
Valar.
it now, like it's so obvious, but I just didn't even...
So, but they shot it, and that's what makes me think, like, okay, they wouldn't have shot it that way if the plan was to not do it, right? Like that.
That's a really good point.
And that's my thing, is it just feels like there is a more fleshed out version of the show that
where is it
in a vault
where
somewhere.
Is
it? The thing that tips me off, at least, like why I would think about that is even looking at some of the editing choices, like I don't know if anybody noticed in the first episode, Dunk. Wait, is it in the first episode or the second episode? When Dunk gives Tanzel his shield, he meets up with Steely Pate later on, still with the shield.
Oh my God, Cody pointed that out. My friend Cody.
So that shows that they definitely wrote that scene to happen before the puppet scene, and they decided to edit it in afterwards. And I think they mismatched some scenes that they had originally written in an order with the rain, because there are some scenes that don't have rain and some scenes that do. And I think they had a plan for the rain to go on and then stop, and then now it had to go on and then come on, which it still kind of works, because it's just like, all we're saying is that the field is muddy, and rain starts and stops all the time, whatever. I'm not saying it's an error, but it's just like they clearly moved their scenes around.
It's funny that, like, because the rain was exactly what was my next thing. And last night I said, I just said to Belok on our review, I was like, did the rain in the episode feel weird?
Was the rain weird?
Yeah, because
the rain.
There were just times where I was like, wait, is it raining or not? Like, because we can't just go like, we can't just go from a scene where he's talking to Daron and it's like, hey, we have to turn the rain off because they're doing dialogue, and then like and then he's back at the puppet show tent and it is pouring rain.
It seems like it starts raining. He goes to the puppet thing. They do the shield thing, and then he goes back to his. Like, I don't know how this was supposed to play out, but it felt off.
Sure.
So it does just feel like, and that is my, if I had like one maybe like more overarching critique of the show, it is that I do think that they made a longer show and they made him go back and cut it into a shorter show.
My critique is that I think they just didn't use the extra time well. I'm a little disappointed with what they added in, because it's like we had basically 3 different scenes with Lionel Baratheon, all to just have him show up at the end.
That's fair. Yeah.
If we're gonna have him have this extended opening, which I think is cool because he's a character that comes in later in the story. Spoiler alert.
Do you think that's
in later seasons
lip service for show only people, because like the Baratheon is the only one that you would know? Like, because
I
there,
think
I mean,
it- I
there's
think
the
it's a-
Harding.
I think it's a combination of that like that's why the studio I think would be okay with it, but also he is a character that comes back in a later season.
True. Yes.
They
yeah,
most
absolutely.
likely will do that season
Yeah.
if they have especially if they have an outline for it.
Yeah.
But so I get adding an extended scene with him, but in either of those two scenes we could have had Beesbury, we could have had a better scene with Ristling or with Harding.
Well, and the crazy thing, and again, I don't work in TV. I don't write for TV. I'm not a show, whatever. And to me, the fact that like in the books, the two Humphreys joust, and it's called the Battle of the Humphreys, and it's like known as a big thing because they face each other down, and it's like this epic long joust where they break a bunch of lances against each other, and it's like on a knife edge, like who's gonna win, and Humphrey Harding like just edges it. But they're both lauded for their skill and their like sportsmanship and all this other stuff.
That's one thing that I hate that we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see that, and we didn't get to see anything from Lionel Baratheon, who's like none of that. Like, I mean, it just goes to show that these guys are badass in Dunk 7. And these are some hard dudes.
Exactly. That's it shows you like, oh, it's not like as much as it can feel like a ragtag group versus the Kingsguard and like literal royalty, it isn't, right? Like they're very skilled. But the other thing is that I was like, it wouldn't have added that much time because that's literally a joust where you knock out 2 of the 7 in a single joust, and you get to do you could do the whole egg knowing every single night thing that is more clues about why does this kid know this stuff in the like, before he's revealed as who he is. And I'm like, it would shock me. It would genuinely shock me if the people who wrote the show, who have clearly taken a lot of care in the adaptation, even in this like edit, it would shock me that scene doesn't exist somewhere. Like, I can't believe that someone putting the show together wouldn't be like, well, the obvious way to introduce these characters is this.
And to this point, because like I just had this thought, like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. The Hardings, they're from the Vale, right?
Yes.
And the Vale is where Knights started.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
like they're
like the Andals like landed in the Vale,
right, and they brought this idea of like this knighthood. So like the Knights of the Vale, like they're a big deal, is what I'm getting at. So I feel like establishing like that you had Harding versus Harding, like that's kind of a big deal, like lore wise, and like it really was a missed opportunity to kind of like expand that lore a little bit, like
And I would say if we're going to be adding. If we're going to be adding things like this, I think they should have maybe put a little more into. They should have put more attention to Tanzel. I'll just say that.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I will trade Lionel. Looking back, wink, wink at Dunk.
Yeah.
With another scene with Tanzel.
So prioritizing a straight relationship over a gay. Wow.
Yeah,
Prioritize.
It's not very woke of you, Eric.
No, exactly. What, are you all offended now? You gonna cancel me?
I just want Dunk to be cis.
Eric, you're gonna cancel me now? But I mean, like, no, we're prioritizing a woman of color, first of all.
And they obviously had, and who knows, maybe, who the hell knows? Maybe they wanted to cut the political subplot that they had with Tanzel.
Maybe.
Due to the climate of wanting to appease the current administration.
Oh, let's be conspiratorial.
Like, I don't know. Like, the way I read it in the novella, it seems like Tanzel and Dunk both are kind of like, they're just awkward teenagers that are kind of like, it's very cute. And so I feel like we're not getting as much of that. And so, yeah, it makes me wonder if they cut all that out, which is like, that's kind of the point. Like, that's the whole point. I don't know.
If they were gonna go the political angle with it, it would have been nice to get a little scene of her like saying something political. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to Dunk. Like what Raymond said, have her say that. Or
give her the Raymond Fossaway. Not exactly in those terms, obviously, but give her the Raymond Fossaway.
Literally, we're saying yes.
Yeah.
We just said that together.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You want to be real radical, you want to get real woke, have the brown Dornish woman say that shit, because it's gonna mean more, because he's saying it and I'm kind of like, yeah, fucking yeah, a little bit of that. Like, but if she said it, I'd be like, ah, yeah.
It's a yeah, it's like Raymond Fossaway saying it is like a Senate Democrat.
Yeah.
Well, he's also drunk when he says it, so he doesn't even he says the quiet part out loud because he's drunk.
Yeah. That's true.
We're gonna make them take off their masks.
Yeah.
Raymond Fossaway is Chuck Schumer, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Unless they're trying to take down I don't know what they're called, a wildling or something.
A wildling or something.
Oh, and I will just say the costume, like, for all of I have obvious whatever critiques and being obnoxious, but the costuming in this is unbelievable. Like,
so good.
The amount of detail, the specific sort of touches, it just felt more like what George tells us the world looks like. And I think that's been one of the important things about the show is it just looks like how I think it looks in my head. And it's not all exactly spot on of what I imagined, and there's just so many touches where it's yes, of course Lionel Baratheon would have an asymmetrical pauldron and all kinds of random bullshit and the craziest antlered helm, and we've got a Fossaway with apple stamped all over his armor, and
Apple boy, they're so hyped up on the apples, man. Calm down.
So I really did. That was
it was definitely you can tell that the showrunner is a huge book fan, because this is the closest I've ever seen for any adaptation. And I don't mean to shit on House of the Dragon, but I'm just going to have to. The costuming in the show sucks.
The wigs are bad too, man. The
wigs are bad. The wigs are bad. Rhaenyra does not even look.
So where's the rest
there's nothing of book Rhaenyra there. Obviously Emma is bringing those aspects, but the appearance, how they're dressed, that's not Rhaenyra. That's not Rhaenyra at all. And so the costuming is just piss poor from season 1 to season 2. It's not good. And I mean, yeah, the armor is decent. It's better than a lot of the stuff we saw in Game of Thrones, but still, everything in this show, everything in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms goes hard. I think about the only thing that I would change is where's Baelor's where's the dragon wings?
That was
right,
the
I'm not gonna let y'all critique House of the Dragon on this stream, so I'm cutting your mic. Try talking now. Ha ha. I'm just kidding.
No, that was the only miss for me in costume was Baelor. The three-headed crested helm is thematically significant. So I just I wish they would have included that, but
yeah, and this kind of goes to the show still, I think, not ready to commit fully to that fantastic aesthetic, because House of the Dragon was definitely a development in that direction, away from Game of Thrones, which is where everybody ended up just wearing black for no reason, Whereas Darth Vader. It's actually their house colors, so it makes sense.
Darth Danny, so everyone wears black.
This was,
and then we get I love that we get Makar's teeth armor, and that Arryn is also wearing teeth armor, or maybe he has horn armor.
It's so this show is so
detailed,
colorful. I cannot say this enough. It is colorful, which is exactly how George tells a story. His stories are colorful.
Okay, let's special shout out to this fucking. I hate how much I like this goddamn apple armor.
I know.
It's cool as shit.
Cool.
Why does it have to look so cool?
Because it adds to him being a pompous piece of shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's the first time that I've looked at someone from the Reach and been yep,
yo,
that's exactly.
Richly adorned.
The one other whine and gripe that I will have is Arion. I just wish they had really leaned into the for his horse. the way it's like described with the flames, like
His colors.
orange and red, and
Yeah.
like they didn't give him the.
I wish they played more into that. The colors,
Yeah.
like because
Yeah.
it's orange,
bright
gold, and red.
Yeah,
And
he
it's
should have
loud.
he should have been more colorful. I do love like the flaming on his helmet, kind of
Yeah.
foreshadowing there.
Yeah.
But
They could have
like-
gone a little
but
harder.
they could have gone more colorful with his.
It's like
look.
obnoxious. Like it's
Yeah.
obnoxious, and it feeds into this bright flame and the fucking egg that he has, and
Yeah.
which also missed opportunity. I hope the eggs get brought up. Is that not? Maybe that's not until Mystery Night. That's why.
Mystery Night.
because
Okay.
there is an egg in that.
I'm getting
Yeah.
I'm getting early outrage. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Give me the eggs, bitch.
This Raymond's. I gotta say, this is something that has never happened for me before in an adaptation. Raymond's knighting sequence is almost exactly what I envisioned. Down to the
Yes!
slow
I
mo.
swear to God, it looks like he grows up. Like honestly, his balls dropped. It just happened. We saw it.
Yeah.
Like
The
It was so good. It was good.
I just love that, and it's so funny because I guarantee you I haven't seen this yet, so I'm just assuming it exists. But I assume there are people out there who read the books who are upset that Dunk seems to decline to Knight Raymond because he's not a knight, right? Like when that's the whole reason that he's declining, like
Yeah.
that is what it
Yes.
is. And I loved how awkward the scene felt from that perspective of Dunk being like,
I literally can't.
Like,
Yeah, like why aren't you doing it, bud?
yeah.
I literally can't.
Like, and they let it go on for so long because that's literally what is in the books. Like, it is
Yeah.
that bad, and if you think it isn't, you just weren't really paying that
Reading.
close
Yeah.
attention. And I just love that they let that happen, where it's like so obvious that he's like, I can't.
I literally
Like,
can't.
and then Lionel's like, okay, this is weird. They're calling for you, I think, over there, so you should probably go. And, like,
Do you think, and maybe this is just digging too deep, but like, do you think Lionel suspects? Like, do you think he, in that moment, was like, okay, but he's such a dramatic bitch that he's like messy, so he's like, yes, I want to see how this plays out. Like, let's do this thing.
I didn't think
Not
of
really
that, but
my
that could be
place.
possible.
It could be possible. I don't think so, but I mean, it could be possible.
I mean, specifically in the context of the show, because they've built this kind of rapport between them, and he like calls him out for being so oddly, like he doesn't fit in, right? He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here? You're eating?
Yeah.
What? Like,
Yeah.
you got a rope belt? Like, what's going on here?" So I wouldn't be surprised, like, if in the show at least, like he was suspicious. He's like,
if this is where the
That's
guy
weird.
of like, oh, the guy that I thought was just a poor person and like turned out to be a knight, but maybe
"Did he? Wait, did he?" But trial by set, like, cool, like, bro, I'm in. Like,
yeah.
look at him, yeah.
Shot right there. Ah, this
No, I really enjoyed this scene.
this was so fucking cool.
But then we get to let's see.
Oh, and I love that he saw Arlen and that he was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Because it's like he's
They could
trying
have
to
a lot,
imagine. I
bro.
love that
Let's
we
hear.
we get that right. I wondered if that had a purpose or if it was just for tone. And I really do. I love that they put this in here because it goes so well with his speech. Because we know his speech is a lie, and we know it's coming from him though.
Yeah, this just comes from him, like, and it's like what he doesn't realize is like, I mean, Arlen was fine. He was fine in the grand scheme of how awful men in this universe can be. He was fine, right? But all of this is intrinsic in Dunk. He just is a good man and a good boy at this point, and he doesn't know that. You know, he has to attribute it. You know, it's very Dany coded. Dany always attributes her strength to like her dragons or a Drogo, or you know, but it's like, it's you, baby, it's you. It's you the whole time. Like, you know,
there's that sense of like, I have to be grateful, like, because it's all because of this person. Like Davos with Stannis, I have to be grateful, even though we see that Davos clocks Stannis's bullshit from the very first, like from the prologue. Davos has got him clocked, like immediately is like, yeah, this fucking guy like never listens. I tell him and he doesn't listen. You go deal with it because like he knows, but he still feels that need to be grateful. And Daenerys has the same issue. Oh, I should feel grateful because this person. And that's what Dunk's thing is. And even though, like, it's like the little things, like the way Sir Arlen did beat him occasionally, maybe not as much as a typical knight may have, but he still beat him. And the only time that we know of that Dunk ever hits Egg is when he needs to save his freaking life in the Sworn Sword, because he's about to get freaking chopped by that guard at like it's when they go see Rohan Weber.
Yeah, Cold.
And yeah, and then Egg is a bit of a smartass. He says something to the guy about being stupid. He was like, "Are you just stupid or something else?" And about being a stable boy. And then the guy like pulls out his, like, I can't remember what weapon it was, but he was about to fucking kill him or something to that effect. And then Dunk clouts him, but not even hard. He was like, that was like half a clout. But it was enough.
I think we hear about a clout as well, but that's another very notable thing in the novel is that he always threatens, but he never does. And I feel like we got
like
a version,
threats.
and I feel like the breakfast sandwich is a version of that, where he.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what Egg talks about. He says that like Dunk says that he'll get clouded in the ear if he brings up the singing again. That's why Egg has to forget that he sucks at singing. But like that is the only time where it is noted specifically that Dunk clouts him, and it's to prevent him from literally being skewered.
I'm just noticing this right now. Does Beesbury have a? Did he dye his mustache?
I think he has like a yellow dyed mustache. That's why I'm like, why is this guy not in the show? Like, they wouldn't have done that for shits and giggles. Like, I have to believe that guy's on camera.
And to be honest, I feel like Ira Parker seems like the kind of guy who's gonna have a director's cut just for him.
He seems like a nerd,
like,
so it's like, and that's very clear. Yeah, it's very clear.
I feel like it's very important. Like, we should have gotten all of Dunk 7 should have been fleshed out. You should know who these men are because they are all putting their lives on the line for a hedge knight, for a freaking nobody in their eyes. In their eyes, this is a nobody. And like one is literally injured. He cannot stand up physically at all. You should know who these men are.
I have one last Humphrey Harding thing that I feel like they absolutely set up and then didn't do, which is Dunk has that moment with Arion's horse after he parks it in the and then has the talk with Kingsguard in episode 2. He like calms the horse down, whatever. So he has this moment, and I thought that it was gonna be like he walks out, Humphrey Harding is sitting on Arion's horse because he gets granted Arion's horse in the joust because and his is dead, so he doesn't have one. So I thought they were gonna do a moment of Dunk's like recognition of, oh, and this is Arion's horse, like that he had the moment with a couple episodes ago.
That honestly would have been cool.
Where it would be like, and highlighting the fact that like, oh, you're on Arion's horse. He's like, well, yeah, he fucking killed mine, so I got his from Baelor or whatever, you know, and then it's a little like banter back and forth about like, and now I'm gonna give him his or tweak his nose or whatever, you know, like that's the. And I also thought about that where I was like, it felt like they were setting where they were sprinkling things, which also makes me think that there's a different version of the show somewhere.
So what do we have to do to get?
And see, that's another thing is like that's another thing that attests to Baelor's character, because yes, Lord Ashford technically orders Arion to hand over the horse, but it is specifically said that we all know Baelor told him that.
Yeah.
Like
we're gonna have to storm HBO.
Like release it.
Oh God, no! I don't want to make a joke. About
the thing that stinks is that like we don't have we don't have deleted scenes from House of the Dragon that we know exist. So it's just like, why can't we? Yeah, whatever. I don't know what the thinking is or what's gonna happen. But Lewin, buddy, he's rubbing on my microphone. Sorry. You were cool here for a little bit, but now, anyways.
He's like, no, me.
Like, what's Maester Lewin doing in this episode?
Yeah, exactly. So this speech that he gives, I know it's controversial. We got another fart.
Another fart. You're so angry, but I do love that it was who it was.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not angry. I actually really think this was like the one part where it was like this is part of the drama. This is part of the scene. And I
honestly, I didn't find it funny.
Worked.
I didn't find it funny. I'm glad that they included it, but yeah, they thought it was funny, but I don't think we, the audience, were meant to find that funny.
No, and I think that's obvious from the cutaways to, let's see, does she have a name?
Her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't follow her in egg and like, yeah.
I thought this was an opportunity to highlight the small folk sentiment of the small folk. I think should have gotten pissed at that point, and like loudly, because they stormed the tourney fields for a dead horse not 2 days ago.
They sure did.
So like they are not.
And the whole thing, this whole thing is happening because of the same asshole. Like, come on.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they play that up maybe a little bit more in the like during the actual trial. But I thought it was I thought they could have because they sort of undercut of they have this moment where it's like maybe someone else is going to join Dunk's team. No, he's not. He's farting. But it would have been more. I just felt like they had the opportunity to be like, oh no, this isn't a joke, because now all the small folk are clamoring and like whatever, like screaming and hurling stuff and like whatever. It's clear that they're on Dunk's side. Like I think that because you get it from Steely Pate, like the interaction from Steely Pate, but they didn't do as much of the like highlighting just how much of the small folk, like, because he defended one of them, Dunk it has their support, right? We
know there's an armoring scene of Dunk, because that's in the trailer. So I'm really hopeful that there is like some kind of some I don't know how it would work, but some kind of way that footage is somewhere in the next episode.
Yep. And I need Raymond to disappear in the next episode for a minute and come back, because if he doesn't say all that, I'm going to be so pissed.
They have to do that.
Don't talk to me. I'm going to be pissed.
I'm grieving.
Now the thing is that they have, I found, well, I guess we should probably, before I start talking about what's next, like we should probably talk about the rest of this episode first.
Well, I think we can all say that Peter nailed the scene, as well as the classic line, "Are there no true knights among you?"
When he yells that out, you can tell like there was so much passion behind that. Like, dude, that was.
I love how he wheels back around. Like, it almost seems like he's gonna accept defeat, and then he's like, you know what? No, fuck you guys, fuck you.
Yeah.
And there's this desperation that you get from the novella as well, but there's also this like deep shock, like. These are supposed to be good and noble knights. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That y'all aren't gonna do anything? Really?
It's Dunk is I guess we talked about earlier, like people realizing like sort of what's real versus what is
it's the veil. It's the veil that's over these young kids where they think that it's like, going to be a certain way, and then the veil comes off. It's like with Sansa, when after the hands tourney at that big feast, she describes it as a dream, like she's living in a literal fantasy dream, and then after it's over, the dream is over. Like, that's literally what's happening, is the veil is being lifted, and it hurts.
Something that I think is really interesting is like the farting and all this, right? Like, it seems like the nobles, aside from House Targaryen, it's like they don't realize that if House Targaryen is in a precarious position, so are they.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like they're so privileged, really, and they think that they do think that they're untouchable, and they can recognize that the small folk are like having this tension with the Targaryens, but guess what? That means they have tension with you too. Like. Right. you know, and they seem so oblivious to it, despite, like you said, a day ago, they were like storming the joust, like
they're ready to do a riot over a dead horse, right? Like versus now it's like a person who championed like a small folks cause, they feel kinship with this person, like now they're whatever openly mocking him and maybe condemning him to die essentially,
Yeah.
like via this,
which is definitely not the
gonna
like
have-
that's what Dunk is literally afraid of, and then
Right.
they all start coming up to him and like just saying like I'm rooting for you. Essentially they're all saying it, and he's like, what have I done? And then Steely Pate was like, you were a true knight.
you
Like,
made a real one.
You a real one.
Oh God, my mom.
or
She was just
where,
like,
and what
"Oh."
was it that he says? You were a knight that kept his like it's something. I can't remember what he said. I need to go back and read that.
Chelsea,
The
what
thing
were you
that I-
saying?
The thing that I really love, oh, my mom, she was just so, oh, Baylor, you know, just so, oh, he's just such a guy, that Baylor, you know, and it just
Baylor
was
the
really
bro.
cute. But what I really enjoy about Baylor's character is he does this, yes, 100%, because it is the right thing to do, but it is a genius political move. It's fucking genius. He is showing why he is the heir to the Iron Throne, and that he would have been, as far as a monarch is concerned, a good king. Like, because he knows Targaryens are not doing too hot, and that if he lets this go and just lets this injustice be on display, like, no, he's like, I have no choice, no chance, no choice, you know, like, that's our Baylor.
Exactly.
Yeah, if a bunch of Targaryens line up to fight the nothing hedge knight, right? Like a line of Targaryens and Kingsguard fighting a hedge knight
Who
over
championed a small folk, who was
yeah.
making a political statement, like, he's thinking about all of this, like,
Yeah.
he's a very, and I love how subtle that is, because it is secondary to him just being a good man, but it is political, and he is a politician, like, yeah, and
I
it
think
was great.
I think that's great because it shows that like being good can also be political. So it's like this
Yeah.
when you read the series and you see all these characters who choose the kind of like, I guess, selfish or nihilistic position, is like, it's not because the world is the way it is, it's because they're choosing to be that way. And you get that lesson in both ways in this story, because we are flying high right now, but we still have two more episodes to go.
The crash is so hard, babe. Like, I'm not looking forward to it.
But
No, like everybody's like, I'm so excited for the next episode, and I'm like,
don't be.
I'm excited.
like, are you though? Like,
oh, exactly.
I am and
totally
I'm not.
excited.
I am and I'm not, because I'm not ready for him to say that his fingers feel like wood.
No, because this is when we proved that there was a second mace.
There were two.
There was a second knight beyond the wooden list or whatever.
Back and to the left.
Yeah, back and to the left.
And I'm honestly not ready to like. I'm honestly not ready to see Makar go from being like so emotional and just so unhinged all the time to like essentially being defeated.
This is
like he goes the rest of his life feeling defeated and broken.
One of my least favorite critiques that I have seen come out of the show is that he is too bratty, and I'm like, you let it breathe. Like, characters change. Like, he didn't come out of the womb that way. Like, the most traumatic thing of his life, the thing he carries until his death, that he marks the anniversary of every fucking year. Come on. Of course, it fundamentally alters his DNA. He becomes a completely fucking different person. And how else were they going to show that, sir?
Yeah.
If they didn't have him be a little bit petulant and a little bit bitchy in the beginning.
And he is that way in the novella. He's more so that way in the show, but the actor is just fleshing out
like, it's not
what George has already given. Like, everything that the actor is saying, apart from not knowing what a trial by seven is, everything else that he says, Bookmaker would say.
Would do.
100%.
Like, it's all believable. It's all Yeah.
Well, I'll be
100%.
honest, like, I think
Both Makar would absolutely say all of this.
This is yeah, exactly. He's nailing the vibe because like I get the I get all of this from Harry Lloyd's performance, which he's a little over the top, but that it works.
I love it.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it too. But it's the exact. I don't know what people were expecting to have that kind of complaint about him.
The truth is, like, a lot of people didn't think about Makar. Makar was not a topic of discussion until this fucking show started. Be so serious.
That's true. Like, I remember
for some of us, for this man, since they first read the novella, which actually was not that long ago. But
I'll be honest, yeah, I did not understand this Makar thing when y'all were first talking about it because I hadn't really seen it anywhere else.
I have loved book Makar, so I read the Duncan Egg novellas in 2018. I was actually in labor with my oldest daughter, and I needed something to take my mind off the fact that I was in agony, in literal agony, because my back vertebrae are too close together, so an epidural does absolutely nothing for me. So it was all natural, baby, for 17 hours. So I needed something to take my mind off of it. And my brother at the time had been bugging me about reading these novellas. So I was like, okay, I need to do something. Otherwise, I'm just going to murder everybody in the room. So I need to do something to take my mind off of it. And from the moment Makar was introduced to me, I was like,
that's my man.
I love this guy.
Wait, but hold on. And I hate to do this as part of a nearly 2-hour live show or approaching 2-hour live show. Where was it decided that he has a big hog?
We decided that.
We decided. Honestly, it's the big dick energy, man. There's just
the hammer and the anvil.
It's the BDE. It's the BDE.
I was just confronted with y'all's energy about it, where I was like, I guess this must exist in canon somewhere, and I don't really.
Our canon. It exists in our fucking canon.
Yeah.
Okay?
We confirmed. And
we thought for a hot second that we got canon confirmation, but it was just for Baelor. Right. We know Baelor's got a big dick now, which was never in question either. It's the hammer and the anvil, like.
The hammer and the anvil, where did they get these nicknames from?
They work in tandem.
From their wives. He has 6 fucking kids. Be so serious.
Yeah.
Be so serious.
True.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
there were a lot of big dicks during this time, I'm telling you.
Like, it became like a character trait of his. Like, in the fandom. Now it's like a spoken about thing.
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome, you guys.
Exactly.
Just know that when you hear it somewhere else, because you fucking will.
Well,
you said it first.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks.
They will. This is an original theory.
100%.
Yeah.
Me and Ashley, we concocted it.
Exactly.
I've been.
It's true. It's canon.
We gotta trademark it.
Oh man. Anyways,
I'll tack it onto my Viserion as legacy when I get that trademarked.
Makar and the Anvil.
It's just like a little subplot.
And we decided that the reason why he looks so grumpy all the time is because it's heavy.
It's heavy. Honestly, I think that was the first time that the joke was made. Was
me saying that it's heavy.
Of give him a minute to come to
get
table.
To the table. You heard it here first, folks.
You got.
It takes a minute for him to get to the table.
We also got Ashley's laugh to come out.
She's got varying degrees of laugh.
Yes.
We did not get the like patriotic eagle screech.
The owl screech. Yeah.
I have.
It is a little more of an owl.
Depending on the mood.
She's like, ah.
But I would say
my laugh is always going to be loud and obnoxious. It's just going to be variants of that.
Don't ever.
Overall, we've been talking about complaints, criticisms this entire episode, mostly because the entire episode. I mean, if we wanted to be positive about it, the only thing we could say was just it was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
dude.
We're book
Tubular.
snobs, so we're going to pick it. Like, that's just going to
I'm gonna
happen.
pick at it, but it was so.
But it was good.
Good. Oh my god, I was blown away.
Yeah.
The morning
Really
that I
good.
watched it, I had tears in my eyes in multiple scenes. I had to pause so that I could collect myself for some of these things.
Yeah.
Every single performance, like these actors just
They're
I
giving
have
it. They're
never
giving it their
I have
all.
never seen it like this before. In all honesty, like not in Game of Thrones, definitely not in Game of Thrones, not in House of the Dragon, although there is some good acting in there. Like this just
And it's like,
it feels so different. Like they're all just bringing it as hard as they possibly can. It's incredible.
and they're doing so much with so little. Like, because the screen time is so much less than every other adaptation we've seen, right? So they really have to like make every scene count, and they do. And I really have to come back to the actor that played Daron, because in that one scene, like he really did convey like this character so well.
Sad, pathetic drunkard.
And I meant to say this earlier, but like shout out to the makeup department, because they really did have him looking like he was going through withdrawal. Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I've seen what that looks like, and it was pretty spot on.
Yep.
Like the color of him,
He
like
was pale.
He looked,
Buddy.
he looked
Even
very
for a Targaryen.
like clammy. That's
Clearly,
really,
yeah,
Yes.
like,
that's what it was giving, is very clammy.
Way more
your
than
sodium is higher.
normal Targaryen.
Right. No, I mean, I totally agree, and I think I just can't remember the last time that I left an episode of TV, and particularly, A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones related, with this sort of feeling where I had goosebumps and was like impacted emotion and like felt good about what I just watched, right? Like, and wasn't I like all of these critiques and things are things that we're thinking about, in afterwards or whatever. Like I wasn't focused on that like when I was watching.
Yeah.
Right, because it's so well done, and it still has like the heart and soul of the books is fully intact.
there. Yes, amen. It's so true.
And yeah, so when that Baelor reveal hits, like you're allowed to just feel the stuff you're meant to feel without having to qualify that with a bunch of like, and here are all the things I'm upset about, right? Like it's just like you just being able to watch an episode of TV like connected to this world and feel like good feeling about it just is very, very refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, not for me, not since early season Game of Thrones have I felt like that. Like, because I hadn't read the books either, especially that last episode of the first season where the dragons are born, I was gobsmacked, just like, what? Like, holy
That
shit,
was
Mom.
that like the scene with Daenerys and Ned getting his head cut off. Those two scenes were where I was like, I have to read these books. Like, I mean, those two scenes alone. I mean, yes, the entire season was really, really good, but those scenes were the deciding factor for me to read them.
And I mean, okay, so if I had to pick a moment for me from House of the Dragon that was good, it's not comparable to what we're talking about right now, but it was 100% Damon's vision. No one can take that from me.
Yeah.
Take that from me.
I
The
love
whole
that
fucking
sequence.
prophecy, the whole fucking thing. And don't you try and gaslight me and tell me I didn't see what I saw with my own two fucking eyes. Well, we're not telling you an answer. Okay, that's fine.
But I just
Whatever.
that sequence I love because I think that sequence is the most George-like vision that they were able to do for screen, because like you can't fully make A Song of Ice and Fire dreams just make
The
them
way
on
they
screen. I think because
Yeah.
because they work in the novel and they're brilliant in the novel, but yeah, I think that was the most like just the way it's disorienting, the way it captured the way it felt to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
I was
did.
really, and
Like
you
the
know,
way that the way that Damon like tumbles into the water, right?
Yes.
Like we know what that means, but that's so disorienting. Like, of course he wouldn't. That's not something he's going to take away from that vision. That's not really going to stick with him. He's thinking about the others and this girl he saw with dragons. Like,
And
should have
that-
been bald. Should have been.
Well, it also
Google.
causes Damon to Damon realizes that no matter what, everything at this point is kind of out of his control. So that's why he's able to go into it fully. Like, I'm there, I'm in it with you until our story is over. Like, I'm in this.
Conveying dragon dreams, I immediately think of that like freaky 80s animation for like The Hobbit and like The Last Unicorn, like that style of animation. I mean, that's
yes.
When I think of animated A Song of Ice and Fire, it has to be like people
yes.
talk about anime, blah blah blah. Like I'm sure that'd be cool, but that is the style of art that I personally would want.
I think this is like similar, maybe. It's not. It's kind of similar, but Mandy, remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
those
true.
animated.
They do that surreal dream shit very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you did an anime where suddenly when someone was dreaming, it went to that art style
Just that,
of The Last
like,
Unicorn,
even
and
more
it was
jarring,
even
like-
weirder.
We entered a whole different style of animation, bitch. Like
If y'all
we're
are
not even
interested-
in the same dimension.
If y'all are interested, there's an art station. There's somebody on Art Station that is doing. It's called an anime of Ice and Fire, and it's a series of drawings of all the characters as anime characters.
I mean, I have
It's
nothing. I would not complain if there was an anime version of A Song of Ice and Fire. It's nostalgic for me. I grew up watching, The Last Unicorn. So like, and I just think it lends itself really well to particularly the dragon dreams. Like, I just think they'd be so trippy and cool, or like House of the Undying, or Bran, stuff associated with Bran.
Yes, the coma dream.
Yeah. People don't talk about Bran's dreams enough, okay? Like,
Yeah.
Those first dreams, like when he wakes up, that's good shit. That's good shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think
for
it
me, for me, that's where Eric sold me on time traveling Bran. Those ice spires and all the bodies down there, like, yeah. Yes,
That's just such a cool idea.
It's so cool. It has to be. I will be pissed if that's not true.
I think that's the
If in a
one thing that we
wheelchair,
really
I
all
can that, and that's it.
like. We really all need that. If George finishes the series, we need it. Like, we need that adaptation.
All right, y'all. This was a amazing episode, and we are going to say goodbye now. You will be able to check this episode out most likely tomorrow. It'll be up, ready to watch again. With the chat too. I'm really when everything works together, we will get better at producing this, and it will.
Yes.
When I say we, I mean me.
He means him all by himself, and after for the night's entertainment.
We literally just show up after he gives us very
We're
specific
like dancing
directions.
monkeys. Eric is like, dance, monkey, and we're like, okay. And he's like, no, not like that. Stop.
And
that.
then
Not
we
like
will,
that.
and then now because we're, there is no more superb owl in the next week. The next episode will come out at its normal time on Sunday, which means we will be back to our regularly scheduled time slot on Monday evening at 9:30. So we'll see y'all again next week on Monday. I want to thank Phil again for sitting in with us again. Pod of the Seven Kingdoms is a great listen to right after the episode. So everybody needs to go check that out. It's on YouTube, and he hosts with his friend B-Lock. And yeah, that's it, y'all. So thank you everyone for joining us. And here we're
Great episode. I know y'all heard us nitpicking a lot, but we loved it. Like, it was incredible.
Everything was said with love.
Good
Bye,
night, y'all.
guys.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.